Alright guys, this is my new toy. I sold the bike, so I no longer have the Honda Nighthawk. Um, awesome bike, great bike. Um, I don't know what else to say. It was a great bike, but it was time to sell it, I guess, and move on to something else. I'm not done motorcycling. I definitely plan on to continue motorcycling really for the rest of my life because I like it so much. Obviously, I'm currently here in Florida, and right now, just a lot of the roads in this area are pretty much straight. You know, make a turn, drive straight, make a turn, drive straight for a long time, make a turn. So they're kind of boring, and plus people in Florida can't drive. But this is my new toy. It's an '05 Honda TRX400ex. It's a excellent quad. I've read a lot of reviews before deciding to buy this sucker, and yeah, sorry about the garage. It's a total disaster zone. That's what happens when you move 3 times in a matter of 6 months. But yep. So here it is. It's in good shape. I was going to use my BlackBerry to film this video just because I know this camera sucks, but I don't have any software to convert the file format for the BlackBerry, so YouTube will accept it. So that's why I'm using this, because it's what, an MP4 or something. So yeah, there's the engine. It's pretty clean. I cleaned it up some more. I washed it and stuff. It's got a dry sump. Um, Air-cooled engine. Actually, a lot like the Nighthawk. This is just a single cylinder. Good old thumper. Yeah, but it's pretty clean. OEM tires. They're not the greatest. In fact, I think they smell kind of funny because every time I have the garage door closed, I'm gonna come out. The garage always smells. It always smells weird, and I think it's the tires, honestly. So yeah, I washed it yesterday. I've ridden it around a few times. There is some damage to it. I bought it for 1,800 bucks. It's only had one owner, so that's cool. And I think it does have low hours because these are OEM tires. But yeah, so let's see here. Damage. There's a crack right here in the headlight. I'm gonna have to replace the headlight. I can see I found some used ones on eBay. There's a slight crack right in here. Oops. And there's this crack in this fender. A lot of guys have the same exact crack in their fender, and I believe it's because of the reverse switch. Just something. I think it's because it's so strong and mounted in there that it makes this fender not as flexible as it should be. So there's a crack right here, right there, and there's a small little chip right there. But I don't think I'll be replacing that because you know, it's a freaking four-wheeler, for crying out loud. It's not a car going to a car show. So yeah, some cracks right here, and there's a rip in the seat right there and right there. It looks like somebody was using a razor blade to cut around something, and you're using the seat as a rest. Idiots. But yeah, so it is what it is. I can buy a new seat. I probably will, just because I like to have a good looking seat for some reason. I always have. The fender, I'll probably buy the new fender, but just not mount it. And if I want to sell it, I'll replace the fender and the headlight. Obviously, this chipped front cover. I really don't think I'm going to be replacing that. I mean, that's, like I said, it's not going to a freaking car show, so it's yeah, it's a good quad. I've ridden around, just not far at all, around the yard, really, with my niece. That's her little Power Wheels Polaris over there, and she really had no interest. My brother bought this for her for Christmas, and she had absolutely no interest in riding it because the pedal for it, it's either on or off. Yeah, it's not proportional, so it scares the crap out of her. It's a junk toy, but so yeah, I've been riding this around with her, and she's taken a lot of interest in ATVs now, and that's really cool. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but this is my first ATV I've ever owned. I've never owned another one. I've ridden some. In fact, before I bought this one, I was looking at I'll walk over here just because the picture's a little better. Um, Before I bought this one, I was looking at a 2002, and it was the older generation, so I had the two headlights, you know, up front here, not down here, and that was a good quad. There was some issues with the title. It was a Georgia title. It needed to be a Florida title, and it wasn't in the guy's name, so there was something up there. And I mean, there's plenty of four-wheelers for sale, and I wasn't gonna mess around with just waiting on a freaking title or the guy to get it, whatever the issue was, straightened out. So I decided to hold off on that one. That one was the same color, was yellow. It was in decent shape. Sorry, I got some burping here. It was in decent shape, but like I said, I was willing to wait. So I actually got this one. This is an '05, the same price basically. The guy had it listed for $2,000. I asked him, talked him down to 1,800. So I figured it was worth 1,800 because it was in pretty good shape. Even in spite, like the headlight really is the major issue. The headlights still work, so obviously, yeah, they still work just fine. But yeah, the suspension's all good. Nothing's broken, like, you know, frame wise or suspension wise. I did adjust the chain. If I can walk over here. The chain, that looked like it was in pretty sad shape. I oiled the crap out of it. Then I sprayed this chain wax on it just to help repel any water or dirt or scum. It will attract some dirt and scum, that's for sure, because it is a sticky, waxy material. I adjusted the parking brake on it. This bolt, I noticed, is slightly tweaked, ever so slightly. You can see here the brake light. You can see right here, it was bent. I straightened it back out. It's got a different canister on it. It's not factory. Here, if you can see it. Hold my hand up to block some of the sunlight. White Brothers E-Series. This thing's noisy. I was preferring a quiet quad. I know everybody wants their quad to be heard and stuff, but I don't know. I always end up trespassing when I used to ride my friends. So I was hoping for a quieter quad, but it's, you know, it came with a bike. I'm not going to change it. If I find a stock canister online, like eBay or something, I'll buy it and swap it back. It's kind of funny. I was looking at it. I was like, you know, I'm like, the exhaust doesn't come out here. It comes out around the side here, and that helps shoot the noise everywhere. So just in case you know, you're not being heard with this sucker, you will be heard, because it shoots the noise everywhere. And it's not like a motorcycle. You're not going to have anybody merging into you on the highway or anything with this, because this doesn't even go on the highway. That's why I like my motorcycles loud, but my four-wheelers, I prefer them quiet, so that way I can ride around the woods and not be heard. And, you know, if I got to cut across somebody's property, I can. I know it's kind of dangerous down here in Florida because people are pretty protective of their property, their land and stuff. They don't want anybody on it without permission. In New York, you could do it all the time. I had friends that used to ride across they used to cut across the golf course all the time. But yeah, so good quad. Let me think, anything else? It runs good. It's got a stock header, stock manifold, I should say, not header. That's all stock. I'm gonna probably get some new bolts just because those are rusty. And maybe I'll clean them up with a wire brush. But the frame's in good shape. There's a little bit of, you know, rust, like in tiny little spots, like in little nooks and crannies. There's a little bit of rust. But other than that, yeah, it's good shape, man. Sport tracks. So yeah, pretty cool. Reverse. Turn that. You guys know all this, I'm sure. If you're watching this, you probably know everything. You probably actually know more than I do about this freaking ATV. So the dry sump, I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't do any research into this as far as like this kind of sort of thing, like, you know, if the oil was in the crankcase or if it was in a dry sump. So that's a cool surprise. I kind of wish they had like some cooling fins on this though, just because it is air cooled. I know it's got the oil cooler up there, but you know, put some fins on that sucker, you know. So keep the oil nice and crisp. But gotta get some skid plates for it, because I do plan on wheeling it up north in some parks. There's one in Kentucky. Down here in Florida, Croon, you know, that's mostly sandy and stuff. You don't really need skid plates in Florida. Plastic ones down there, that's okay, it's plastic. So I'll get the aluminum ones, and I'll probably get some aluminum Nerf bars. Not the ones with the nylon mesh. I don't really like those. I'll probably get one with an aluminum like pan, so I can slide over things. Yeah, those mesh ones. I'm not a freaking dirt bike racer. I'm not a freaking ATV racer. I don't even give a crap about that stuff. It's just mostly about riding through the woods, getting to different destinations, and seeing the sights, you know. And I know a utility quad is probably better for that purpose, but utility quads are pretty freaking expensive. You know, I got this four-wheeler for $1,800, which for me that was a good price. I mean, maybe it's worth only 12. I don't know, but it's in good shape, and yeah, a utility quad with a 400 engine, you're gonna probably be paying around 23 and up, maybe. So I mean, I found some, but for like 1,800, but they didn't have freaking titles. So screw that jive. I'm not messing with a freaking ATV with no title, because I want to ride it. I want to take it. I want to ride on state trails. So yeah, I'll start it up for you guys real quick here. I also gave it an alignment last night because I noticed the passenger wheel was a little cocked, so it definitely needed an alignment. I actually watched a YouTube video. I'm going to change the oil soon and probably maybe replace the brake pads and air filter. So let me see here. Give it a little bit of choke. Bird. Yeah, I think yeah, stalled. Good, because it's pretty loud. But yeah, everything works great. I don't know. We'll see how this sucker treats me. I hope it treats me well. And well, guys, as you can see, my typical signature washout video. We'll see how the quad works out. Thanks for watching.